A peaceful protest was held Tuesday morning at Sauble Beach to voice concern about Council's decision to push back sand dunes along Lakeshore Boulevard. South Bruce Peninsula Council met in a closed-door session Monday morning and unanimously agreed to go ahead with their plans, which include removing sand and vegetation from along the road and building a retaining wall. South Bruce Mayor Janice Jackson described the work as regular maintenance of the roadside parking area.
You know, every year we have pushed back the sand and the vegetation on the side of Lakeshore Boulevard to ensure that the width for larger cars is enough to keep them off the road safely. And 3 years ago, we stopped doing that work, and that pause actually caused quite a bit of growth to overtake the shoulder of the road. So the plan really was to push that back to where we had always maintained it, and to put a small retaining wall of decorative stone to stop the vegetation from growing further, so we wouldn't have to do so much work every year.
But John Strachan, one of the directors of Friends of Sauble Beach, and other protesters see it differently.
We want to keep this for our grandchildren in its natural state. Now, the latest charade, I guess, that the mayor's involved with, and I'll say the mayor meaning town, they want to plow these dunes away and make way for some parking. Now, these dunes are a natural protection for the lake. The sands are what they're called a finite product, and they were deposited thousands of years ago. And when this goes, there's gravel, and the gravel's already started to come up at the beach. And so we're trying to protect this.
This is going to destroy the integrity of the dune.
It's a much bigger project than they're making it out to be, and they're like this lady said, they're making it out to be like a haircut. It's not a haircut. Like, this is tons and tons of sand that we're talking about. And more importantly, this is, like I said, a whole ecosystem. You know, there's life here. This has been here for hundreds of years, and it's truly just sad what's going on right now.
Mayor Jackson said there are safety issues if the work isn't done.
It's a high concern for us as we watch that vegetation encroach upon the shoulder of the road, and cars are right out over the line, and kids get excited. They jump out of their cars, they run to the back to get the toys out of the trunk, and anybody that spends a lot of time at the beach or lives on Lakeshore, like, we all hold our breath all summer long with a million visitors, and it's very disconcerting. So we want to get this work done as quickly as we can.
The town is really looking at it one-sided and really trying to play up that this is a safety issue. I want to say that there are many other solutions to solve that safety issue with parking down here. You could have it just subcompact cars, small cars parking there. You could have parallel parking. You could have no cars parking here and have this for people and have other places for cars.
The issue is also of concern to the Aboriginal community, who are currently in a boundary dispute with the municipality.
They were not happy with the lack of consultation around the work to be done on the dunes. We had a conversation with the Deputy Mayor last week regarding the construction on the dunes, or the rehabilitation, and the fact that the environmental concerns that we had with it, but more importantly, the east boundary. This is the east boundary of Saugeen First Nation. It's not a land claim. The east boundary runs from roughly the Welcome to Sauble Beach sign to 6th Street North. It's on this side of the street facing the water. So, I mean, that's been common knowledge for quite some time. So we had asked, to do a duty to consult, the scope of the project, what it entailed, and we presented a budget of roughly $6,000 last week, and we were informed at yesterday's council meeting that they were going to go ahead with the dune rehabilitation without our consultation.
We're in litigation with the First Nations. They have a land claim against us. They asked us, or demanded, that we consult with them over this work. And as much as we want to be good neighbors and have an open line of communication, we've never had to consult with them over road work on Lakeshore Boulevard. And it's not just a simple matter of having conversations with them and coming to some consensus. They actually hire people to work on the project. They bill us up to $10,000 for it. And then in the end made it very clear that they wouldn't necessarily give us approval to move forward with the work in the end. So, from the municipal perspective, our lawyer strongly advised that we don't consult with them because of the litigation. Both parties believe that beach belongs to each of us. So to consult with the First Nations over a beach that we own would harm our litigation.
Council has put the work off until the spring, but the protesters have promised not to quit their fight.
The mayor has told us she kicked us out of council yesterday. She closed the door. She didn't want any public input. There's no public input at all that has been involved in this. Frankly, we're ready to lay down in front of the plows if they come in.